Struggling to figure out how warping works? Look no further. Hello everybody, my name is PopThatCorn14 here, representing Level Share Square, and I'm going to be explaining to you how warps work in Super Mario Construct. So, right now we are currently on version 8, and there are 4 different ways that warping works. So you have pipes, doors, teleportation, and checkpoints. So in this video, I'm going to try and show off each one to the best of my ability. Hopefully this helps you guys out. So first things first, we have pipes. So pipes are probably one of the most universal ways of actually warping in Super Mario Construct. So as you can see here, we basically have this mountain section here. We're going to call this section A. And then if we go over here to section B, or warp B if you want to call it that, we have this section. So you might be thinking, how on earth are we going to get from this point to this point? So what you want to do first is you want to go to warp B, or your second place for your destination. Now this is just from one map to the next. So we'll call this warp B here. So we'll put the entry waypoint for there. And just important note, so if I actually hit play on this, you can actually play test this. So you can actually customize the own layer and the output layer. So you can kind of see that I'm above the pipe there. That is because this is set on the objects layer. So I have this set on main, which is the layer the pipe is decorated on. So if I set that to main, you can kind of see that I actually come out like that. But let's say that I want to have Mario be a below scenery or something like that. That's where the output layer comes in. So if I put Mario on scenery or something like that, you can kind of see that he's going behind everything here too. So that's kind of how that works with the warping. So now you probably are thinking, how do I get from this point to the other point? So we'll go ahead and show that off real quickly. All you really need to do is go back to your warp A, and then go into warps here. You're gonna see this map right here, and then you have 4 buttons here. You have the add entryway, you have test level from this destination, you have visit destination, and you have delete destination. So we need to hit add entryway. So then there is the entryway name, and then it tells you the name you want to input there. You always need to put a name there, by the way, and then you can customize with the pipes and the doors and the more doors, and then the teleportation method, and then you also can mess with the door type method. So we're gonna put the name for 2 warp B, so this will take us there. So just remember that this is going to be on the object layer. So if we don't want Mario going above the pipe, we want to set that on the layer that it was tiled on, so we have that as main. So now when you actually go in here, you can see that if we go into this pipe, we can actually go here. So one more thing, I also want to show off real quickly how you can get from one point to the other on the same map. So we're going to call this point B. So you can go ahead and put that there, and then if you also just want to go to, let's see, where is it? Yeah, it's right there. So then you do that to point B. So it basically works the same way. So you can actually right click to remove that too. So to point B, and then we'll go ahead and we'll play test from that. And then if we go in here, you can see that's on the objects layer. Bam, we're basically on the same map. So that's pretty much the general gist of how warping works in Super Mario Construct. It's really simple to understand, and there's really not too much that goes into it to actually follow through with. Next up, we have doors. Doors are similar to pipes, but you don't actually enter pipes. You kind of just hold up on doors. With pipes, you can kind of go in any direction, but doors, you specifically have to hold up. So this is currently one location we're in, but we want to go to the sewer section. So how do we get from the castle section to this? So just like the pipes, what you want to do is you want to set your entryway point. So for door B, we're going to set door B as the entrance name. So let's go ahead, we're going to set that. We'll set it as main too, because we're currently on the objects layer. So we'll go ahead and set that. And then what we want to do is go back to door A. And you might be wondering why I'm holding a key in my hand. You will see in just a second. So add entryway to the entrance you created. So this is very important. So like even if you have an entryway point on your like same map, this is important. So like if I have this in door A and I still want to warp in the same spot, that's literally all I have to do. So why don't I show that off just real quickly? So we'll call this one the test door, right? So then, you know, if you want to have Mario go to this test point, then you basically set that. So then, as you can see, when I actually enter this door, I warp here. So You can warp within the same map, and you can also warp to a completely different map. So that's kind of just showing that off. So now let's go ahead and talk about how to get to door B, right? So we showed off this door, right? This door works similarly. You can also see that you have the smaller doors. These are just only for small Mario. And then you see these small locked doors. So you need a key for these. So, you know, there's one for small Mario and then one for big Mario. So let's use this one as an example. So you need a key for this to work. So in Smash and SMW, there are two different keys, so they do behave a little differently. In Smash, you can just hover over the key and actually grab it, because in SMW, or not SMW, in Smash, you can't actually grab keys, so it just hovers like that. But then in SMW, you actually have to hold X with it, or whatever controller or whatever keybind you have set for it. So then, now we're in area B with the sewer. Now you actually might be wondering how to get back. I kind of did show that off with this test entryway, so we'll go ahead and move this over here, go back to the sewer section, and then let's make this warp to test. So we can use the same door here, we can place it here, and remember guys, to check the layer and for the warps that you guys have, because that does matter. So anyway guys, yeah, that's pretty much how doors work. They're pretty much similar to pipes. A lot of the warps in this game act and behave similarly, so there's that to keep in mind. Next up, we have teleporting. So Super Mario Construct has a feature where if you actually touch a certain block, you can actually teleport. So how do we do that? So first things first, I have the entryway point for the forest section, so let's go ahead and create one for the snow section. So what we want to do is we want to add the entryway point for the area B. So we'll kind of call this entrance B, and you see this right here, this blue spiral. So this is how you teleport in Super Mario Construct. So if I place this right here, like let's say I put it above that tree, right? So if I touch this block, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna teleport, and then you can see that I'm already taken to this area just instantly. So another good way you can actually make this work, you want to have it transition from one map to the other, is you kind of just have it like halfway protruding out, and then you kind of see I touch that, and then I instantly get taken to this area. So pretty simple, self-explanatory. I know it doesn't label it to the best of its abilities, but honestly, I think it still works pretty nicely. It is such a nice feature that SMC has, and I honestly think you can do so much with it. Lastly, you can actually warp with checkpoints. So this one might be a little more confusing to understand, because if you actually look in the warp section, if you go to the entryway section, you will notice that there are actually no options for checkpoints. So, you know, you can click on these and change the doors here too. I kind of forgot to show that off, but I'm showing it now. So you can kind of see that we have door options here, we have pipe options here, we have the teleportation option, but there's nothing for checkpoints. So what you want to do to find your checkpoint, go to objects and find common objects. You have your midway gate. Now if I'm not mistaken, I think it is under goals and check. Yeah, it is. It's also there too if you want to find it. So place a checkpoint here. We can actually customize it. So currently Mario is right here. So anytime I die, that basically means that I will respawn right here. So let's go ahead and respawn right there. And I don't have a power up, but you can actually change it with this. So by default, you're given a mushroom with the checkpoint, but you can actually customize that too if you want. So let's go ahead and do that. And then if we go ahead and get this checkpoint and then die to this Podoboo, we can see that we actually respawn here. So that is currently a way you can actually warp with checkpoints. Now there's actually another way you can warp with checkpoints. So you see that this is labeled A. So if we want to go to this volcanic section to this beach section, how do we do that with a checkpoint? Now, fun fact, there are actually more ways you can customize with checkpoints. So you can't just, I mean, you don't have to just use it for a single map. You can also use checkpoints to warp to different areas if you ever want to like use a gimmick or something like that with that. So currently, the respawn point determination is set at use own respawn point. This is the default. Since this pop-up doesn't show in the recording, I'll basically try and show off what I can right now. So advanced, you kind of see these options are disabled. There's a second option under respawn point determination that says use destination as respawn point. So this is the one you want to click on, and then you can kind of see that these options down here highlight as soon as we click that. So we want to go to the beach, so if we want to warp from there, we essentially want to do checkpoint B, so that's the name of the map, and then entrance B is the name of the warp that we want to go to, right? And also, you can actually change the palette of these two if you didn't know that, so we'll do that real quickly. And also, if you're wondering what the pole layer is, it's basically the right pole, because it basically goes above like every layer, so you have to customize it there. So now let's see what happens when I actually hit this checkpoint. So as soon as I die to this Podoboo, I get sent to this beach section. So you kind of see that you can actually warp from map to map with a checkpoint. And then of course you have the map from like one map to like the similar map. Anyway guys, that's gonna do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed my warp tutorial today, and if you guys are interested, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you guys think about this video and any of our videos in general, and we hope to catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.